also known as the Weepy-Voiced Killer, who claimed 3 victims and tried to claim the lives of 2 more. But the murders themselves aren't what made Stefani famous. After the killings, he would call the police and confess to the murders, while crying and affecting a high-pitched voice. The recordings are still out there if you're brave enough to listen to them. But what about a killer styled after the late great Hannibal Lecter? Number 22, Colorado. Population 5.8 million. Homicide rate 7.2. In the Rockies, no one can hear you scream. There were 161 serial killings from 1992 to 2019, and neatly in the middle sit the life and crimes of Scott Lee Kimball, known to some as Hannibal. He's confirmed to have committed 4 murders with connections to around 21. Kimball was a serial forger and con man who became an FBI informant, and during his tenure as an informant, he decided to also begin his serial killer career. That's how he earned his nickname Hannibal. Unlike Hannibal Lecter, he thankfully didn't eat anyone. The same cannot be said for our next killer. Number 21, Wisconsin. Population 5.9 million. Homicide rate 6. This state had 118 serial killings from 1992 to 2019, but its most infamous killing spree went from 1978 to 1991. We're talking, of course, about the crimes of Jeffrey Dahmer, aka the Milwaukee Cannibal, who mutilated, murdered, violated, and in some cases even ate his victims. As one of the most rightly infamous killers in American history, this nasty customer preyed on gay men of color, the exact kind of people that Milwaukee police wouldn't be looking for. In the end, after being arrested and becoming a morbid celebrity, Dahmer got his just desserts when a fellow inmate, Christopher Scarver, beat him to death in prison. But let's keep this cannibal train rolling. Number 20, Maryland. Population 6.2 million. Homicide rate 11.4. Maryland can also be a sketchy place sometimes, with 213 serial killings from 1992 to 2019 to prove it. But to the best of our research, the only killer who boasts about turning people into burgers is Joe Matheny, who murdered anywhere from 5 to 13 people from 1976 to 1996 before finally getting caught. While like many killers he exaggerated the specifics for better cred in prison, there is no denying that Matheny was a brutal killer. He murdered several women and confessed to attacking homeless people with an axe. Not the kind of guy you'd want to invite to the neighborhood barbecue, especially if he's bringing burgers. Let's move on. We're getting a little queasy here.